People with psychopathic friends. Why are you friends with them? My college roommate was diagnosed as a psychopath our sophomore year, but she's become the most reliable person in my life. We met in the dorms when housing randomly paired us together. At first, I thought she was just super organized and logical. Her side of the room was immaculate, and she had this weird habit of writing down social interactions in a notebook. About 6 months in, I noticed she never seemed stressed during finals when everyone else was having meltdowns. One night at 3 a.m., I was crying over my biology paper, and she calmly sat down next to me and broke the entire assignment into small, manageable steps. Her voice never changed tone. She just systematically solved my problem. She told me about her diagnosis a few weeks later when our other roommate accused her of not caring when her grandmother died. She explained that she literally couldn't feel emotional pain the way others do, but she had memorized appropriate responses because she valued our friendship. She showed me her notebook. It was filled with detailed notes on how different people react in various situations and what responses they expect. When I got dumped by my boyfriend of 3 years, my emotional friends overwhelmed me with their own reactions. They kept saying how devastated they would be in my position, which just made me feel worse. But my psychopathic roommate, she showed up with my favorite snacks, blocked my ex on all my accounts, and created a pros and cons list of the relationship that made me realize I was better off. Last year, my car broke down 2 hours from campus in the middle of the night. My other friends made excuses. It was too late, too far, too dangerous, but she drove out without hesitation, fixed my flat tire in the dark, and never once mentioned the inconvenience. When I thanked her, she just said, "You would waste resources being upset if I didn't come, and that's inefficient." It was the most touching thing anyone's ever said to me, because I knew she meant it literally. She doesn't pretend to care because of social pressure. She chooses to care because she values our friendship, even if she experiences it differently. Sometimes I think she's actually a better friend than most normal people. She never judges my emotions, never gets caught up in petty drama, and always follows through on promises. She might not feel friendship the same way I do, but she shows it more consistently than anyone else I know. The weirdest part is watching how other people react to her. At parties, she'll meticulously observe everyone, then perfectly mirror their body language and interests. It's like watching someone perform a role they've studied for weeks. Once when I asked her why she did that, she just shrugged and said, "People are more helpful when they think you're like them." There was this time last semester when my phone got stolen at a bar. I was panicking because it had all my photos and notes for finals. While I was freaking out, she disappeared for 20 minutes and came back with my phone. She never told me exactly what she said to the thief, but mentioned something about explaining the consequences of their actions in precise detail. The look in her eyes when she said it still gives me chills. What makes her unique is that she's completely aware of how she's different. She once told me that she sees emotions as inefficient but important data points in understanding people. She's memorized thousands of facial expressions and their meanings because they don't come naturally to her. Last month, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and I completely fell apart. My roommate created a color-coded schedule for my classes, hospital visits, and self-care. When I was too depressed to get out of bed, she'd sit at her desk and work, while occasionally reminding me to drink water or take my meds. No emotional speeches, no forced positivity, just practical support when I needed it most. Yesterday, I finally asked her why she put so much effort into our friendship when she doesn't feel the emotional connection most people do. She looked at me with her usual neutral expression and said, "Just because I don't feel things like you do, doesn't mean I don't value you. I choose you every day because you make logical sense in my life." Isn't that more meaningful than just feeling something you can't control?